So I tried beating Minecraft while stuck inside a 1x1 world border. And here's the catch. The border only expands every time I take damage. That means the only way to explore, gather resources and eventually beat the dragon is by hurting myself. Let's see how that goes. After creating the world, I somehow spawned right on the edge of a tree, which was super lucky. I immediately took advantage of it by jumping down to take some fall damage, and with that the border expanded for the very first time, turning it into a 2x2 area. With that small win, I kept taking more fall damage until I could finally reach the tree itself. Hey, we have trees available. I crafted some basic tools and then did the first smart thing of the run. I dug a hole around myself so no mobs could sneak up from behind. I wanted to avoid taking unnecessary damage because my biggest problem right now was food. I had zero reliable food sources at this point. I then decided to build myself a professional house. Yeah, pure luxury. With that masterpiece complete, my journey to find a steady food source and not starve to death officially began. I decided to check what was underneath me and started mining down, and that's when I discovered this. I was extremely lucky. I had access to part of a lush cave and it even contained water. Finally, I could grow some wheat and make bread. Well, that was the plan, until I realized that waiting for the wheat to fully grow would have taken around 30 minutes in real time. Yeah, no thanks. Then I remembered, I also had access to 2 cobwebs, which meant 2 strings, which meant a fishing rod. I can... oh my gosh, I can fish! Wait... so I could actually fish in the one little water source and speed up my food situation, at least for the early game. After restoring my health, I started expanding the border a little further while gathering more resources, things like bamboo, wood and other useful items. While doing that, I realized something important. Without a faster way to get food, this challenge was going to take a long time. Minecraft 1.21, auto, melon, farm without observers. So I looked up how to make an automatic melon farm, but without using any observers, since I didn't have access to the Nether yet. And surprisingly, I actually found one. Well, the least expensive melon farm possible, go to Bamson. So I need pistons, huh? 9 redstone, huh? Okay. So I went straight to collecting and crafting all the materials I needed and began building it. I also got myself a second water source, by the way, so I have now infinite amounts of water. So I have absolutely no clue how redstone works, just like you. But I'll try to explain how this thing works anyway. I think the redstone signal gets interrupted or something when the melon fully grows, and that somehow triggers the piston, which then breaks the melon and the hopper collects the drops. At least I think that's how it works. It's not really that difficult or complicated. I just literally have no clue about redstone at all. I then decided to start preparing myself to enter the Nether soon, so I went ahead and mined some obsidian. While doing that, I collected a few more diamonds and completely by accident I found a skeleton spawner. Yeah, how did I miss that? What the hell? This is a mob spawner. This thing will turn out to be very useful later, but more on that in a bit. After that I built a nether portal separately above this area, purely because it looked cool. And once I was fully prepared to enter the nether for the very first time, this happened. Yeah, I spawned in a completely wrong place. I had to pause the game immediately to fix the issue, which led me to ending the stream early and continuing tomorrow with everything actually working. With the issue now fixed, well, somewhat, I grabbed some more food and crafted a gold helmet so I wouldn't get instantly murdered by piglins. Then I started expanding the border in the nether as well, because unlike the overworld, the nether border actually starts at 5x5. And by the way, the end is going to have the same thing too, when the time comes. I then realized that the fastest way for me to take damage was just to use fire. So that's exactly what I did, and it let me increase the nether border way faster. Because ladies and gentlemen, this nether spawn is almost perfect. It is the dream of every speedrunner. I've got a fortress and a bridge bastion extremely close to me, which means I don't have to spend forever expanding the border just to eventually find a fortress miles away. Everything I need is right here. So I started building a small base around my portal, just something to keep me safe so I wouldn't get interrupted by some random creature while I was taking coordinated damage on purpose. With the base finished, I began trading all the gold I had collected with a piglin. But I didn't really get anything special out of it, so I headed back to the overworld to collect more gold in the caves. And while gold was my main target, I also ended up finding a bunch of diamonds and some other useful stuff along the way. After coming back to the surface, I ended up getting myself a dog and even a chicken, and I brought both of them to my base just for fun. Then I started looking up how to build a skeleton farm using the spawner I found underneath my base. Because ladies and gentlemen, this thing is insane for this challenge. Not only would it give me infinite arrows, which are going to help a ton when fighting the Ender Dragon, but it would also give me a huge amount of bones. And bones mean bone meal, which means I can grow wheat instantly instead of waiting. That basically gives me infinite bread. And trust me, I need that food if I want to keep expanding the border far enough to eventually reach the stronghold. After gathering all the materials I needed for the skeleton farm, I headed down to finally build it. Oh, and yeah, somewhere along the way I also ended up getting myself a full set of diamond gear. After the farm was finished, I spent the rest of my time making an easier access route to it using water and stocking up on as much bread as possible. With all that done, I headed back into the Nether to continue expanding the border, this time so I could finally reach the blaze spawner. Before trying to make my way over to the fortress, I traded some more gold with the piglin hoping for fire resistance. Fire resistance? After that, I decided to build an extremely safe path across the lava pool straight to the blaze spawner. And honestly, it was really safe, maybe a little overkill even. At least until I decided to play it funny. Yo! Stop launching me in the fucking air! It's a fucking problem. After that little incident, I climbed back up and continued building the bridge, feeling really safe this time. Until it happened again. Yeah, I definitely did not plan on dying in this challenge, but at that point, honestly, I didn't even care anymore. I went back to where I died and luckily I was able to recover almost all my items, so hey, could have been worse. My crafting bench burned. Other than that, everything's good. After that, I honestly didn't care anymore, so I went straight for the blaze rods. Once I had enough, I did something that definitely wasn't part of the plan. I headed into the bad shed to trade their gold with piglins. At that point, after dying already, I just thought, why not risk it again, anyway, lol. Basically, I was expecting to get a bunch of ender pearls out of those trades, but nope, I only ended up with 6. Pretty unfortunate, I must say. So for the rest of the second stream, I just kept expanding the border over and over, using fire and bread like some kind of unhinged caveman. I also explored the area a bit to check what new stuff I had unlocked with the bigger border. Now in the third stream, I kept going with the same strategy, expand the border even more, explore a bit, repeat. While doing that, I looted a ruined portal and even got an ominous bottle from a pillager, which I will be using later on, don't worry. Nice. If I just somehow find a village, I can cause a raid, which I will obviously do. And then while we have a raid ongoing, I can win and get a totem. After that I went back into the Nether and traded more gold with the piglins. But of course I didn't get a single extra pearl. Not even one. Classic. Man, screw you, bruv. While I kept expanding the border, I suddenly came up with an incredible idea to speed this whole thing up without even sitting at my PC. Ladies and gentlemen, I decided to get myself a beacon. Now if you're wondering why the hell I'd need a beacon, here's the explanation. The border only expands when I take damage, so technically I could use starvation damage to my advantage. And if I set up a beacon with regeneration, I could create an infinite loop of take damage, instantly heal, take damage again, and so on. Meaning I could expand the border whilst being AFK. Sounds amazing, right? Yeah, expect I needed to collect 1476 iron ingots for a full power beacon pyramid and get 3 wizard skeleton skulls and defeat the wither. So I went to work. Yes, bye! thought I crafted a beacon. Oh yeah, and also somewhere along the way I got myself 2 totems, by the way. So yeah, with the beacon finally set up, all that was left to do was starve. I let my hunger drop to 0, and thanks to the beacon's regeneration effect I could take damage non-stop without dying, meaning the border would keep expanding on its own. Yes! We're there. Alright. So I set up my little AFK spot, stepped inside and left the game running for I think over 8 hours. After coming back the next day I wanted to check how far the border had expanded. I grabbed my 12 ender pearls and blaze rods and threw an ender eye with the sole mission of locating the stronghold. During this stream I hadn't planned on beating the game, I just wanted to find it so I'd know what to do in the next stream. Since I only had 12 ender pearls, I didn't expect to have enough to actually enter the end, because each throw has a chance to break. But after touring the world a bit, I realized something incredible. The border had already expanded so far that I had full access to the stronghold, and I actually found it. It literally is here, holy shit, we found it. I win. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I also ended up having enough ender pearls to enter the end, totally unplanned. But hey, since I was already there, I thought why not just hop in, defeat the dragon and finish the challenge. So I did. I jumped inside and immediately remembered one small detail. It's gonna be the easiest fight in my life. Let's beat the dragon and win. Oh, I forgot about the barrier, damn son. That's an issue. Yeah, I literally forgot what this entire challenge was about at the grand finale. But the real question was, could I still finish the game with the stuff I brought into the end? I forgot the barrier. I'm retarded. And I'm not sorry. Luckily with my diamond gear I could take way more damage without actually losing a lot of health. And that helped me out a lot. Yeah, but I can win that. Anyways. Hopefully, depending on my armor, goddammit. This might be close. There's 3 more. I don't know how much the food is gonna sustain. I'm actually afraid, by the way. This would probably be enough, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not sure about it all. Really. How could I forget the barrier? Holy fucking cow. My thing broke. I win. Or do I? Pause. Pause, pause, pause. Bro, just shoot it already. What the fuck? Yeah, but that's it. Right? Bro, what? How is that not it? Yo, but that's not fair, is it? How did it hit me? Again? You fucking ma. Okay, it is what it is. Just defeat the dragon and I'm done with this challenge. But that shit a little bit stupid now. Just hit him, I don't get it. What the fuck? Did the arrow that came from above there pushed him down? That's why he was so low to hit me away. Most probably. So then let me just chill here. Great, I can't even go to the middle. I don't even know what's happening. Okay, I'm inside. Why is he so long in the middle? The fuck was that? We'll basically feed him down in the air, no? I can't aim, never mind. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, we beat Minecraft while I was stuck inside a border that only extended every time I took a fucking amount of damage. I reached the end, forgot there was a border, and still beat the game with the resources I had in my inventory. I am done. Was this difficult? Kind of. Was this one death in the Nether unnecessary? Kind of. But it's really exhausting. But the beacon play was smart as fuck. Now, was it worth it? I don't know. I just really wanted to do it. I probably extended the border way too far in the end. But hey, I beat the game. I'm done. Therefore, bam, come back, sleep, and have a good night. Bye.